Hey guys, Angry Comet here, and today we're going to be I'm going to be starting a series. This is actually my first series on making a game. We're going to be making a top-down RPG style game. So first, what we're going to start off with is make a sprite. Click Edit. Click this little new button and make it 16 by 16. Double click on it and give it a color. I'm just going to give it this. Let's do like a green, just so we know it's the player. Click center to center the origin, which we'll show you in a second, and then I'll show you what that means. And then for the name, do SPR underscore player. SPR is just short for sprite, so we know it's a player. Because if you have a player sprite and a player object, they both can't be called player, so you do sprite player and object player. Whoops. That's not what I meant to click. Create another sprite. Call this one SPR underscore wall. Make it new one just like we did with the player, 16 by 16. This time make it like a grayish color. You can do whatever color you want for these. These are just placeholder sprites. And once we get the game working, then we'll put in aesthetically pleasing sprites and like actual animated sprites. Click save, and now we're going to make 3 objects. Obj underscore, obj is short for object, control. And then click OK. Control we are not going to be using at all yet, but it will come in handy and it's very important, and I'll show you why when we do something. So create another object and object underscore player, so object player, and give it the player sprite. Click OK. And then make another one, object wall. Click right here and give it the wall sprite. Now we're gonna make a room, and a room is basically, you know, like the scene that you can see everything in. That basically where everything happens. So create a room. I'm gonna full screen this. Change the grid up here to 16 by 16. When you're placing objects, they tend to lock to the grid. So you're gonna want to give it a 16 by 16 grid. I'm just gonna hide it for now. You can do that by clicking this little grid button. RM underscore 1 for room 1 for the name. And I'm gonna make it 720 by 640. Yeah. And then go over to objects, select the object control, and place it somewhere outside of this light gray area. Somewhere outside of the room. This is out of view. Doesn't necessarily need to be out of view since it's invisible, since it doesn't have a sprite. But if we're going to be placing something right on, we don't want it on the scene, because then if we place objects there, it might kind of interfere. Anyway, place the object player somewhere, and then grab the wall and hold down Shift and Control at the same time, and now click and drag, and you can now create rooms. So I'm just going to be doing this just for testing purposes, but you can do whatever you need. There. So now we have our player with some walls around him. Click the check mark up here on the top left corner, save, and right now if we play it, right now we have our little game, but nothing really happens when you use the arrow keys, so we're just going to click the X, open up the player object, and click add event, step. A step event is basically what's going to happen is every tick, and our room speed is set to 30, so there's 30 ticks per second. It's kind of like FPS, but a little different. But anyway, we're going to run anything in the step event, any code will run 30 times per second. So now go over here to control, grab this little piece of paper, not the one with the little play button, but just the blank one, and drag it over, and this is where we're going to write some code. So first what we're going to want to do is use the arrow. We're going to use the arrow keys. So we're going to make a variable key underscore u, which is going to be our up key variable. So key up space equals another space, and we're going to type key. Jeez, I spelled that wrong. Keyboard underscore check, and then 2 parentheses, and then a semicolon. Now, keyboard check, that basically checks if we're pressing a key. But we have to specify what key, and we specify that inside the parentheses. So we're going to do vk underscore up, which is the up arrow key. Now we're going to do key underscore d for down equals keyboard underscore check parentheses semicolon vk down. Key L equals key R equals keyboard underscore check vk left. I always type that wrong. Keyboard, did it again, check vk right. Oh my gosh, I can't type. I got a new laptop recently, and keyboard's, a little different, so I gotta get used to that. Anyway, click enter twice. So now basically we have key U, so which is the up key, we have the down key, left and right. Down here we're gonna do if 2 parentheses, and then a open curly bracket, go down here, a closed, and come up here and press tab. This is an if statement. If you don't know where the curly brackets are, they're right near the backspace button, right below that. And you have to hold shift to type them, because otherwise you get the square ones. And this is an if statement. So I'm gonna copy this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is for up, down, left, and right. So if key underscore u. So if key up, so we're pressing the up key, we want to change our coordinates to wherever we are, but up a little bit. Since we're moving up, we're going to change our y minus equals, so we're 4. Basically what this does, so if we're pressing the up key, take our y, and minus equals is subtract. So subtract 4. And smaller numbers go up. So since we are subtracting, the y is going to be 4 smaller, meaning it'll go up. We're going to move up 4 pixels. Now, if key down, we want to do y plus equals 4. And we'll move down. Now for key left, we want to move to the left 4 pixels, so we're going to change the x minus equals 4. And don't forget these semicolons, they're like a period in a sentence, you just have to use them. And then x plus equals 4 for the key right. So now we can click the check mark, save, and play. Now, if we use the arrow keys, we can move around. It looks a little too fast. Notice we can't go through the walls. But it looks a little fast. And so what I'm gonna do is go here and change 4 to, I'm going to change it to 2. It looks a little fast. If this looks slow to you, don't worry, it'll just go with it, and we can change it later if you want. But notice we can't go through walls. So we're going to want to fix that. And how that's going to work, well, I'll show you. So we're going to save again. Go in here. So now, if we're pressing up, but we also want to check if there is nothing above us. So let me open this and take our, and just draw a little player. Oops. So here's our player. We have our coordinate right here. Remember how we centered our origin? That means X and Y is talking about this spot on us. Now what we're going to want to do is check above us. Let's say that there's a wall here, and there's a wall here, and there's a wall here. Let's say that this is our wall. We have like a little indent. What we're going to want to do, so here's our origin right here. We're going to want to check if there's an object slightly above us, so 2 pixels above us. Check, and if there is nothing touching that spot, so if there isn't a wall there, then we can move up. But if we were touching a wall, then we don't move up. So I've found that I test 2 points usually. I like, instead of testing right here in the center, instead of testing right here for a wall, well, what if the wall is like right here? Then it's not testing anywhere over here. So what I like to do is test it on the sides right here, 1 pixel in from the actual edge. And this will make more sense when I show you. So we're going to check, do parentheses, instance, position. Also, I forgot, we need to put a and in between those, meaning we're going to check this and that. Instance position, add 2 parentheses after it as well, and do x, comma, space y, comma, space object, underscore wall. So right now this is checking right where we are, but we want to check those 2 spots above us. Actually, another thing I want to do is go up here and do SPD, which is short for speed, equals 2. And we're going to go up speed. This is in case we want to change our speed later. Because we might want to change our speed. So we're going to want to check up half of our height, because our origin is in the center of us. We want to go up half of our height, and then plus another speed. So we're going to do y minus sprite height divided by 2. And I'm going to put that in parentheses. Oops. Sprite height divided by 2, and then minus speed. Copy this whole thing twice. I'm going to actually indent these so they're easier to see. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. So we're checking, right now we're still checking that 1 spot above us twice. But here we want to do x minus 2 parentheses, sprite underscore width divided by 2, and then outside the parentheses, sprite divided by 2 minus 1. Copy this, and over here do x, but add that. So now we're going to want to, so now let's test it out. So if I'm holding the up arrow, oh yes, it doesn't work. That's because we're checking if there's an object above us. We want to check if there isn't an object above us. So right before the parentheses, right in front of instance, put an exclamation point, and do 2 of them. Exclamation points in code mean not on pretty much every programming language. So if there is not an object above us, then we're allowed to move. And once I hit the top, I'm still holding it down. We can't move. And if I go over sideways over here, I can go up. But if I'm slightly over, I can't get through. So now, what we're going to want to do is take this whole thing and copy it for down. Only for the Y, do plus. And then plus speed. And then over here, plus and plus. And let's make sure down works as well. And notice we have this this little bumper right here. So here what we're going to want to do is change a small thing. Plus, we're going to remove the plus speed. Don't ask me why. I don't want to get into this. I want to keep this simple for you, but just trust me, that's what we need to do. Now if I'm going down, I can meet the edge. Now we just need left and right. So let's do left. And parentheses instance position parentheses. Don't forget the exclamation point. X, Y, object, wall. Now we're going to do Y plus sprite height divided by 2 plus 1, or no, minus 1. And then here we're going to do X minus parentheses sprite width divided by 2 minus speed. Copy it twice, and over here we're going to do Y, change the Y part to minus. And then grab this whole thing and do it for right, only instead of over here for X, we're going to do plus and plus speed. X plus and plus speed. Now we can play and let's see if the walls and everything work the way we want it to. Oh yes, so just like how down had that small bumper we needed to fix, so does right. Down and right both will have that issue. So for right, remove the plus speed. There. So now we can move around, we can go in here. If you have issues, like you feel like it's hard to get in here, what I do is hold down and right at the same time, and then once you get in, so go up right here, something like this, down and right, instead of just pressing, instead of just waiting and then pressing up. But if it's too difficult for you to do that, then when you're building your levels, keep your openings like this here, where they're wider, if you don't like that small space. This is the end of this video. I will make a next video, don't worry. But for now, this is the next video. This is the end of the video. So thanks for watching, and go watch the next video.